Janai Kerr wasted no time making an impact this weekend in this series. RBI single and a 2-run home run in Game 1. Even count 1-1. She followed that up with an RBI single yesterday. Florida State got the win 11-3. Off speed, just missed. Calling balls and strikes behind the plate today is Jim Cooper. Bobby Johnson over at third base, Smokey Eds at first, a rotation from yesterday. 2-1. Launched into right field. Clears just about everything. Janai Kerr will not be denied. Once again gets things going for the Seminoles. A solo shot puts them on the board in the top of the first. Seminole fans are fired up here at Levine Fricke Field. That is the 6th home run of the season. Or excuse me, of the weekend, and the 4th by the Seminoles. Yesterday, Bueno hit a home run. Ashton Danley hit her first collegiate home run. Jason E. Beecham hit a 3-run bomb. And Michaela Edenfield hit one on Friday. It was a solo shot that got things going for the Seminoles in the 2nd inning. Off the plate. So it's actually a home run in every game. Cal had a couple yesterday, too. Off speed, just missed. So check that, home run number 6 on the weekend for Florida State. That's into center field. Off the top of the wall. Enough time for Edenfield to slide in safely at second. Protective gear comes off, but it was worth it. Edenfield putting some good barrel on that ball. She's standing at second base, a runner in scoring position, still with just that one out. And it's Jason E. Beecham. Struggled a little bit to start this series, but then made the adjustment yesterday. Her last at-bat hit a 3-run shot to left field. Absolute no-doubter off the bat. She'll take strike 1 here. Even count now, 1-1. Beecham hitting .351 now this season. That was home run number 11. She's tied with Katie Dack, hitting behind her for a team high. Fouled straight back. I mentioned Tepperson threw in game 1. It was an 8-1 victory for Florida State. Tepperson took the loss, her second of the season. She threw 4 innings. Gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, which were earned. Had 4 strikeouts and a couple of walks issued. So the second time that this Florida State lineup will see her. 2-2. Big swing and a miss. Tepperson gets the strikeout. Out number 2. A big out for Annabelle Tepperson. And now coming in, Katie Dack. the other home run leader on this team. She takes ball 1 off the plate. Dak was 0 for 2 against Tepperson on Friday. A couple of strikeouts, did get the walk and come around to score. A big swing as Tepperson pulls the string. Thought about it, holds. Quiroga keeps it in front and keeps Edenfield at second base. Florida State has scored early in all 3 games so far. First inning was scoreless on Friday. That Michaela Edenfield home run got it going in the second. Scored in the first yesterday and today. That's grounded to the left side. In the shallow grass, Anders knocks it down. But Dak already over at first base. Another base runner aboard here for the Noles with 2 outs. They've been particularly productive with 2 outs. Multiple runs yesterday, actually coming with a 2-out rally. Bueno. Got the start yesterday, got a single. Maya Ross hitting for her yesterday to get her solo home run in the 5th. Quickly a 2-0 count. That misses up, 3-0. 3 straight balls to Bueno. She remains disciplined. There's a strike. Grazed the outside corner to make it 3-1. Hit by Dak. Ruled as a single. Third hit of the day. Right back to Tepperson off her glove. That's going to be another single. Nice hit ball by Bueno, and she's aboard to load the bases. Dak advances to second. Edenfield over at third. 6 hitters up. 4 have gotten hits. That's going to lead to a conference in the circle with pitching coach Jen Deering. Jen Deering, her first season here at Cal, on staff. Previously at Santa Clara for 6 years. Coached at a local high school, Piedmont High School, for 7 years. Shabbat College, BU, actually coached in the club ranks as well. Another Bear back on campus, former teammate of head coach Chelsea Spencer. Her conversation's complete, and now it's Kennedy Harp at the plate. Pitch misses for ball 1. Harp had a single yesterday, scored a couple of times after reaching on a fielder's choice as well. She'll take ball 2. Harp, one of the Noles that's helpful to have on the base paths as well. 13 stolen bases this season. There's a strike. Two one. Grounded over to third base. Stepping on. Thought about the drag from the right side, but pulls back to take ball one. McKenna Reed in the circle, getting a start here for Florida State. She's 3-1 on the season so far with 23 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts to just 6 walks. 1.83 ERA coming into today. There's a strike to even it up, 1-1. She's working with her battery mate, Michaela Edenfield, behind the plate, the All-American. Another All-American over at third, and Jason E. Beecham. Issa Torres at short, Christina Hartley second, Angeli Bueno at first in the dirt. The 1-1. Fouled straight back. Reed, the lefty, jumping ahead 1-2 here. In the outfield, Kerr in left, Harp in center, and Dak in right. Defensively, wearing the Sunday Golds today, some of my favorite uniforms in college softball. Florida State's got them. Nothing like some quality icy whites that we're seeing from Cal as well today. It's fouled back to stay at 1-2. It's over to second base. No problem for Hartley. Gets it to first quickly. Hartley was shaded up the middle. Played it perfectly. One away. That's going to bring up today's designated player in Elon Butler. She was responsible for 2 of the 3 runs for Cal yesterday. First, the sac fly in the first. Then a solo shot later on in the 6th. It was 1 of 2 home runs from Cal yesterday and on the weekend in total. Going into the righty, gets strike 1. Eight home runs total hit this weekend, 6 by Florida State with the one that we just saw from Janai Kerr. Her second of the weekend. Elon Butler fouls that into the Florida State bullpen. Everybody just dodges it. Is some activity in that Seminole bullpen right now. Ashton Danley, who's in the lineup as the DP, getting loose. An 0-2 count here quickly to Elon Butler. Preseason ACC honoree. Second team All Pac-12 a year ago. That's lined. Absolute shot comes up on Kerr, but she knocks it down to keep it to a single. That came off the bat quick, and Elon Butler wins the battle. First hit of the ball game for the Bears in the books. That's going to bring up Acacia Anders. Anders got her 200th career hit on Friday in Game 1. 0 for 3 yesterday, did reach on an error. She takes strike 1 here. The first time this weekend that Cal is facing McKenna Reed. They've seen Ashton Danley. They've seen Julia Apsel. They've seen Francic. They also saw Annabelle Widra back in Game 1. They're getting a look at most of that Florida State bullpen so far this weekend. 1-1. Anders fouls it. She's hitting .314 this season. 13 doubles in the top 5 in the ACC in that category. Battling here with 2 strikes. Once again, it's out of play onto the rugby field. McKenna Reed, the junior in the circle, going up against the senior in the box, and Acacia Anders. Still 1-2. Foul down the right side this time. Reed working both sides of the plate here to Anders. Reed made all ACC honorees on the second team and the freshman team back in 2023. D1 softball freshman All-American. Also a top 10 finalist for the NFCA Freshman of the Year honor in that year. Runner takes off. Butler slides in safely. A stolen base for Elon Butler, and now she's in scoring position. Also ball 2 on Acacia Anders as she remains patient. Yesterday, Florida State scored first in the top half of the first. Cal answered in the bottom immediately with a run of their own. Anders continues to stay alive. Anders also got freshman honors in the Pac-12 back in 2022. Just off the plate, the curveball breaking away from the lefty. What an AB so far by Acacia Anders. She's making McKenna Reed work. Payoff. Big swinging strikeout. McKenna Reed wins the battle this time, and that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the first. Butler still at second as Tiana Bell will step up. The other home run hitter. Tiana rang the bell yesterday in the 4th with a solo shot. So between her and Butler, they were responsible for all 3 runs yesterday for the Bears. Waited on it, fouled. That was Bell's 12th home run of the season, leads the team. 381 average with a 737 slugging percentage. 38 RBIs. Also on top for this squad. There's River. Edenfield trying to potentially pick off Butler, but she gets back safely. Trying to keep it honest. Both teams have registered a stolen base this weekend. Aggie Quiroga leads the country in caught stealing. She got her 10th. That's fouled straight back. A 1-2 count here, still with the 2 outs, with Butler at second. Staying alive. Anders went deep in the count. Bell doing it right after her. McKenna Reed won that battle just a batter ago. She's ahead in the count here. Still 1-2. Foul tip. Edenfield tried to squeeze it, but another life for Bell. Should the inning extend, Kaylee Pond awaits on deck. 1-2 again. Under it. Lifts it to left. Kerr. Can of corn. (8-9-1) due up here for Florida State. Ashton Danley. The check swing for strike number 1. Danley hit her first collegiate home run yesterday. We've already seen her in the circle this weekend. We saw her in the box. Made some nice defensive plays as well when she was on the field. That misses to make it 1-1. .396 hitter. 21 hits, including those 3 doubles and that home run. 9 total RBIs this season. A 2-1 count. Big cut. Such a big cut that her elbow guard came off. She'll reapply on her arm. Make it 2-2. Waited on it perfectly. Timed it up, sized it up, drove it. Base hit for Ashton Danley. So Danley aboard. Christina Hartley now in the box. So initially, for those keeping track online for the stats, Ashton Danley was the starting DP at number 8. McKenna Reed was listed in the number 9 spot, listed as if she'd hit for herself. Christina Hartley is being subbed in there now here in the 9 spot. She's been playing second base, now playing on the offensive side as well. Doesn't waste any time. First pitch she saw, she liked. Back-to-back base knocks for Florida State. You get right back in the box, you make something happen. Danley now over at second, 2 on, nobody out. Back to the top of the order. The Noles had a few milestones this weekend. Lonnie Alameda's 800th win was on Friday in her time at the helm of FSU. Her 300th in the ACC was yesterday, as that bunt is beautiful today. Sacrifice successful, but gets the single out of it as well. Isa Torres lays down the bunt for a single, and it's 3 in a row to load the bases. Putting pressure on the defense. As Danley's now at third, Hartley at second, with Torres at first, and that's for Janai Kerr. A good moment for Jen Deering. A call time and go out there and have a chat with Annabelle Tepperson. Head coach Chelsea Spencer also going to chat with the infield. There are still no outs with the bases loaded. So you technically have a play anywhere but home, but have to think about it situationally. Obviously have to consider the power that Janai Kerr has and has shown this weekend. She's got 4 RBIs in total. Couple of RBI singles, but then of course that 2-run home run as well on Friday. That was off the reliever Ryan Orange. Tepperson did get the start in that one. And all the conferences are now complete. Right up the gut for strike 1. Kerr, the true lefty. Throws left, hits left. Takes the screwball off the plate from the righty for ball 1. Redshirt senior for Michaela Edenfield. ACC Player of the Week back on April 8th. She'll take ball 2. Right back where it came from. One RBI scores. They'll hold the other at third base. So the carousel continues as Kerr adds another RBI with her single. Danley came in to score. Hartley at third. Torres now at second with Kerr at first. So bases still remain loaded for another home run hitter this weekend, Michaela Edenfield. Number 51 hit her 51st career home run on Friday in her first at-bat here in Berkeley. Doubled last time up, back in the first inning. A line shot to right center field. Was walked a few times yesterday, too. Takes that one down. She's remained disciplined this weekend. 3 walks yesterday. She put the ball in play and brought in a couple of runs on an error in right field as well yesterday. Takes a strike there to make it 2-1. Tepperson took a little off that pitch. She'll have to continue to change speeds to keep this Florida State offense on their toes. Now 2-1. Make it 3-1. Another good take from Edenfield. So easy when you know you have a lot of power to get a little bit anxious, especially after you hit a home run, but she's done such a nice job of being patient up there. Still aggressive at the good pitches, but not chasing anything. Grounded to the right side. They'll get the force at home. A nice play by Mia Phillips. Heads up to Quiroga. First out is recorded. And the Bears needed that one as Hartley is erased, trying to come home. Jason E. Beecham now stepping in. She struck out her first time up. She'll take ball 1. Beecham struck out twice on Friday against Tepperson and then once back in the first inning today. That's off the plate. Nowhere to put her. Still less than 2 outs. Still just the 1 after the force at home with bases loaded. That was River. Jim Cooper didn't like it. It's now 3-0. It was a nice pitch from Tepperson. That one gets the corner that time. Make it 3-1. Both teams committing 3 errors yesterday, so in terms of clean defense, could be a differentiator here today. Foul tip, Quiroga hangs on, full count. Swing and a miss, another strikeout for Annabelle Tepperson. Her second of the day, both going head-to-head with Jason E. Beecham. 2 away here, bases still loaded for Katie Dack. She singled last time up. Dack singled yesterday as well, brought in an RBI. Low and away for ball 1. Second time through the order here today after the 4 innings they saw Tepperson in on Friday. 2-0. Fouled. Right side. Troy Cameron tried to make a play on it. So that'll make it 2-1. That one's low. In the dirt, 3-1 count, still nowhere to put her. Angelique Bueno awaits on deck. She also singled in her last at-bat. Ball 4. The RBI walk for Katie Dack. That is run number 3 for Florida State, the second coming here in the second inning. Cardinal sin allowing Torres to come in to score. Kerr now over at third with Edenfield at second. Quiroga tries to pick it. Edenfield thought she was taken off, but she scrambles all the way back to second base safely. Bit of a break there for Florida State. Quiroga kept it in front enough. It did scamper off to her left. Kerr was reading that. Again, not a whole lot of space. We mentioned this yesterday in the backstop area here at Cal. No room for hesitation. 2-0 now. Over the white, in there for a strike. Bueno, a sophomore, another Floridian on this team. Had a couple of hits in the Virginia series, the last ACC series this Florida State team played, including a home run. Scored a couple of runs, 4 RBIs. The second bottom of the order for the Cal Bears. Starting in the middle there, 5, 6, 7 with Kaylee Pond. She'll take strike 1 from McKenna Reed, who re-enters, by the way. As mentioned, she was in that 9 spot. Hartley came in to hit for her while playing defense the whole time over at second base. So Reed is re-entered in number 9. And pitches up to make it 1-1. Kaylee Pond, senior, red shirt. She'll take the curveball. Pitch has been effective for Reed, the lefty, especially going up against lefties. Pond made her way here to Berkeley via Iowa State earlier on in her career. Slap approach and fouled out of play. Just past Cal's bullpen. Some action in both bullpens right now. Danley still getting loose for Florida State. Shanti McDade starting to throw for Cal. One, two. That pitch just missed. Evened it up 2-2. Just off the glove of Hartley, trickles into the outfield. Second hit of the day for Cal, and it comes off the bat of Kaylee Pond. Great effort by Hartley. Too much pop behind it. Kaylee Pond's over at first. Now Mika Lee will step in. Back-to-back hitters who represent two of the 5 captains on this Cal team. Lee has 12 multi-hit games on this season. She's one of 5 Bears with multi-hit games. She'll take ball 1. Mika Lee was destined to go to Cal. Her family is full of Cal grads. Both her parents, couple of uncles, and aunt was meant to be in Berkeley. She takes ball 2. The no outs with Pond over at first. She'll take a swing at the 2-0 and foul it out of play. These two teams have met 15 times prior, including the first 2 games of this series. Cal has 12 of those wins. Florida State with 3. As that is chopped right side. Hartley underhands it to first. The 4-3 is complete. Does advance Pond over to second base, so a runner now in scoring position with 1 out.
Number 56, Mia Phillips.
This weekend has been the first time these two teams have met each other since 2015. It's been a decade. They had faced each other 13 times prior, and 12 of them were even before Coach Alameda was at the helm of Florida State. Mia Phillips takes ball 1. Quick conversation in the circle with Michaela Edenfield. Really is that solid presence behind the plate for this Florida State team. Feels so fortunate that she's been able to spend her entire career at Florida State. A career year last year. Getting her first All-American recognition alongside Jason E. Beecham. A lot that goes into being a catcher. Having to manage the entire pitching staff, all the different personalities, and of course the game management happening all at once. Foul tip, 1-1. First year of this Florida State program was back in 1978. Closing in on 50 years. Fouled out of play. Of course, this is Team 42 this year. Remember, it wasn't until early 80s that the NCAA actually sponsored softball. It was the AIAW prior to that. A couple of AIAW national championships for Florida State back in 81 and 82. Gets the K. Second strikeout of the day for McKenna Reed, and the second out here in the second inning. Pond still remains over at second base, and now it's Holly Medina who will step up. So Florida State has a total of 3 national championships, 2 of them AIAW, and then, of course, the NCAA championship in 2018. A couple of runner-ups as well in 21 and 23. Overall NCAA record of 114 and 80. Cal's got one NCAA championship as well back in 2002. Both teams have 12 Women's College World Series appearances, 34 NCAA appearances for Cal, 36 for Florida State. 14-time regular season ACC champs for the Seminoles. 3-time Pac-12 champs for Cal. Even count now, 1-1 to Medina. Make it 2-1. This series is an important one in the ACC, especially for the top dogs. Florida State came in this weekend tied with Virginia Tech for first place in the standings. The Noles and the Hokies have both done a lot of winning this weekend, so they're still battling it up at the top. And the last regular season series will feature both teams in Blacksburg. Slap to the left side. Torres, quick throw to first. That'll be out number 3. Another runner is stranded. First pitch to Harp. Bloops in behind second base. She's trying to go for 2 and does so successfully. Great read on the base paths. Kennedy Harp saw that ball trickle away after the diving attempt by Mia Phillips and took advantage. Quick base runner into scoring position for Florida State. Just found the right spot. McDade 3-2 on the season overall at the 6.20 ERA. There's a first pitch strike to Ashton Danley. 14 strikeouts to 8 walks, 20 in the third innings pitched so far this season. Even count, 1-1. Goes down as a double for Kennedy Harp. That one's off the plate that time, 2-1. McDade last year had 14 appearances through 23 2/3 innings. Team best 2.07 ERA with 3 wins and a couple of saves. Fouled. Out of play, hitting the batting cage here at Cal. Breeze kicking up a little bit here in Strawberry Canyon. Still a beautiful day for some softball. The 2-2. Lined into left, foul territory. Danley singled and ended up scoring back in the second inning, her first time up. She came into this weekend second in the ACC in ERA individually. Showing her prowess at the plate as well. Inside. Count runs full. Not a bad idea trying to work the other side of the plate, but a good take by Danley. Payoff pitch. Takes advantage. And she does it again. Ashton Danley with her second home run of the weekend and of her career. Another 2-run shot. And it's 5-0 Florida State. Ashton Danley liked the feeling of that yesterday, so it was so nice she did it twice. So now we're going to bring in a new hitter. Again, this number 9 spot has some mobility here with the way we started off with the starting lineup. Always strategic with the DP flex rule. So coming in to hit now is going to be Shelby McKenzie. McKenzie did come in yesterday as a pinch hitter as well. Took advantage of the opportunity, got an RBI single in the 7th to add to the tally. Fouls the first pitch off quickly. Another crooked number so far here in the 3rd inning for Florida State. They're already at double-digit hits early on in this ball game. Off the plate. Still no outs here with the bases clear. It's the Florida State team has just been off to a great start and continued it throughout this season. Pulling the string there. Not sure where that missed, but a good take there, as it's now 2-1. There's the strike. McDade found the zone to make it 2-2. Noles have had a great start to ACC. Their 9-1 start's the best they've had since 2018, back in that Natty Championship year. It's fouled straight back. They had a 14-game win streak from March 11th to April 2nd. They've won 28 out of their last 31 games. 5 straight run rule wins they had to tie the 2nd longest in program history. They did it twice this year. Another good take by McKenzie to make it full. That win over Florida, too, the in-state rivalry, the shutout 4-0 victory. It's the highest-ranked win in the regular season since 2021. And there's ball 4. McKenzie stays patient. She gets on base because of it. Drawing the walk. That'll turn it over back to the top of the order. Still no outs for Isa Torres, who got on via the bunt single and then came around to score last inning. Speaking of the Noles starting out hot, the Clearwater tournament, they went undefeated for the 3rd time. That's actually a record for the tournament. They were 4-0 in 2025. Since 2021, they're now 100 wins. They've surpassed triple digits to just 16 losses and 1 tie since 2021. Just a glimpse into what this offense and what this team has been able to do so far this season as we get to the home stretch of ACC. Torres takes ball 2. That misses wide. Quiroga wants a minute with their pitcher. Just checking in with Jim Cooper as she strolls out to the mound. This Cal pitching staff trying to figure out the puzzle that is this Florida State lineup. Prior to this weekend, Cal was 7-1 at home on this season. The only other loss was to Georgia Tech. Prior to this, they did end up taking that series here in Berkeley. They now sit at 7-3 with this series being taken. Lined right back to Anders. She'll go to first. Pick at first. Double play. Beautiful all the way around as Acacia Anders starts it off. And Tiana Bell finishes it. Exactly what the Cal Bears needed right now to get the momentum tipped a little towards their side. It was an absolute rope by Torres. Janai Kerr takes ball 1. So just like that, 2 outs now with the bases clear. Kerr's on fire, couple of hits, couple of RBIs, including that home run to start it off. Off the end of the bat, backhanded by Bell. Takes it herself. Danley will take over responsibilities. Not new to us in this ball game. She already left the yard in the box. Going to try to prevent just that here in the circle. And it's 9-1-2 as Nyland Marshall will take ball 1 to lead things off. Officially will have gone through the order once for Cal. Off the glove of Bueno, and running it out is Marshall. She'll get aboard. Well, the defense got some momentum going Cal's way to end the top half of the inning. Marshall will take that here into the bottom half. Turning it over back to the top of the order. Third hit of the game for Cal. Quiroga grounded out her first time up. Thinking about bunting, but in the dirt. Edenfield keeps it in front. Good attempt over at first base on that play, trying to plug that 3-4 hole. The lefty Bueno nearly did it. Softly into the infield. Spin move from Danley. Out recorded at first. So worked similarly to how a bunt or a sacrifice would have in the situation. As Quiroga is retired and out number 1 recorded. Marshall now at second for Elon Butler. Butler singled and stole a base back in the first. First threat that the Bears put up here today offensively. In dirt again, but Edenfield, a vacuum back there. Florida State pitchers done a decent job of keeping the Bear bats at bay this weekend. They have had their moments, like the home runs yesterday. Scored 1 run in game 1 in the 8-1 loss. 3 yesterday, and they dropped that game 11-3. Looking for the first one to come across here today. The 2-0. Low and away, 3-0. Oh, check that. Called strike. And it looks like Chelsea Spencer is not thrilled. It is a 2-1 count. Chelsea Spencer makes her feelings known in that moment. That one misses low that time. Confirmed 3-1. You can't argue or ask for a review for balls and strikes and what the zone looks like. Butler just staying in there to swing it. 3-1. Ball 4. Butler will draw the walk anyway, so she's aboard on first with Marshall still over at second. 1 down, another opportunity for Cal. They have had base runners every single inning so far. Butler single in the first, Kaylee Pond single in the second. And now they've got 2 with Marshall single and Butler's walk for Acacia Anders. Struck out her first time up, went 0 for 3 yesterday. She did reach on an error later in the game. Again, got that 200th career hit in the 5th inning on Friday. Still looking for number 201. Swung over it. Strike one. Slight split grip for Anders. Check swing. Did she go? They'll confirm she did not. Jim Cooper got help from Bobby Johnson over at third base to confirm that call to make it 1-1. Took some off that pitch. Great execution by Danley. It's 1-2. Not only Danley getting some time in the circle on Friday, but also got the win to make her 9-1 on the season. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, the 1 run, which was not earned. A few strikeouts and no walks. That's upstairs. Two and two. Gets a piece. Anders stays alive. We'll do 2 and 2 again. Stays alive again. So Danley with a third of an inning so far today, but McKenna Reed's line sits as follows. 2 innings pitched, allowed a couple of hits, no runs, no walks, couple of strikeouts. Run it back, 2 and 2. Change up for strike 3. A great pitch from Ashton Danley, and she'll get out number 2. Florida State pitchers have done a nice job all weekend long of changing speeds. It's a potent offense this Cal team brings to the table. Bell leads the team in multiple RBI games this season. She's got a dozen. She had a 16-game hit streak going in before this midweek game that started this week slate for Cal at San Jose State. A 2-0 count here. Bell made the All Pac-12 third team last year. Fouled straight back. Bell's hitting .378 right now this season. .397 with runners on. Her OPS near 1,200. Slugging .731. Got a piece of the off speed there. That's a pitch that's been effective for Danley, and it was for Reed as well. Two balls, two strikes. Took some off again, but a little high. The full count now to Tiana Bell with 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 outs. 2 runners on base. Held on it, gets the walk. A great plate appearance right there from Tiana Bell to get on base. Bears everywhere. Bases are juiced. Marshall's at third. Butler's at second. Bell now at first for Kaylee Pond. Already singled so far today, back in the second. Second hit of the day for the Bears at the time. Takes ball one. Biggest opportunity that Cal has had so far in this ball game. Runners have been on the last 2 innings, but the Noles have gotten out of the jam both times. Pressure on the defense here as well. That's right up the gut. Even count 1-1. It's the Florida pitching staff that came in to the week leading the ACC in ERA overall as a group. Off speed. Jumping ahead now, 1-2. Against Ashanti McDade in the circle. Kayla Edenfield leads off and takes ball one. Edenfield doubled back in the first. She's 1 for 2 today. Evened up right there by McDade. So far, McDade's got the 1 inning under her belt today. She's given up 2 hits, a couple of earned runs via the home run from Ashton Danley. Also brought in Kennedy Harp. It was just off the plate. River makes it 2-1. Found the corner there. Took a little bit off that pitch to make it 2-2. Big time pitch right here. Grounded up the middle, cut off by Anders, gets it to first. Great movement to her left by the shortstop. They will retire the leadoff hitter in this inning. Jason E. Beecham now. She'll step in. She has struck out swinging twice. It's a second out in the first, second out in the second. Trying to break that pattern here in the third. First time that she is seeing McDade in the circle. And that first pitch missed to make it 1-0. Now 2-0. Cal's infield giving her some respect for the power. Corners even. Behind the bags on each side. Middle infield also on the lip of the grass there, the edge of the dirt. And it's a 3-0 count. There's the first strike. McDade works it back to 3-1. That's fouled just by a couple of inches down the first baseline. Just missed that bag on the right side. Florida State looking for their 40th victory this season. They're 39-6 overall. Cal Bears 27-13. 6-8 in ACC play. Florida State 13-1, right there with Virginia Tech at the top of the standings. Foul territory. Marshall trying to stick with it. Gonna fall. Give Beecham another life. Payoff pitch. Up and out, ball 4. Beecham on board for the first time today. Still the 1 out now for Katie Dack. When it comes to the ACC landscape, Cal was picked 6th in the preseason poll behind Duke, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Stanford, and Virginia, but ahead of Clemson. He was picked 7th. Florida State picked 2nd, which is where they finished a season ago. In the regular season, as well as in the tournament. They were the number 2 seed overall, lost in the championship game against Duke. McDade falls behind here to Dack, 2-0. Noles finished their season in the Norman Super Regional. Number 15 overall seed ran right into number 2 Oklahoma, who would go on to four-peat for the first time in history. Popped up in the infield. Marshall taking control. Two down here in the top of the 4th. Bears are 1 out away from keeping Florida State scoreless in an inning for the first time today. A bit wide to Bueno, who is 1 for 2. Singled in the first, grounded out to first in the second. Foul tip. This Florida State team also just knows how to get there. Again, 36 appearances in the NCAA tournament. 11 Super Regionals, 12 World Series, the 2018 National Championship. They also have been in 26 ACC championship games. Runner takes off, and Beecham slides into second. Now in scoring position for Angeli Bueno, 2-1. And pitches down. (46-16) last year, 19-5 in the ACC. Trending even above that this year for the Noles. Another walk. Ojos Buenos for Angeli Bueno. And she's aboard with a walk, second of the inning. Beecham still at second, so 2 on for Harp here with 2 outs. Cal last year went to the NCAA tournament. They finished in the Baton Rouge regional semifinal. McDade gets a first pitch strike. First time she's been able to jump ahead in a while. Harp did double her last time up. She was the first hitter to face McDade last inning. Cal also lost in the semifinals in the Pac-12 tournament. They played against then number 2 Stanford, a Bay Area rival. Lifted into left. Kaylee Pons under it. Catch plenty of game time to chip away and make the comeback. And Mika Lee trying to get things going as she'll swing through strike 1. This really is a Cal team that has been trending up and to the right, in the right direction ever since head coach Chelsea Spencer came back on campus to her alma mater. She's in her 5th season now. 143, 102 all-time at Cal. She agreed to be the head coach back in May 2020. They've gotten better every year since. Last year, 37-19 overall. And an absolutely stacked Pac-12. They went 9-13 to finish 7th and get the number 7 seed in the tournament. The team overall, 307 average, ERA just over 3 and a 966 fielding percentage, all of which were better numbers than their numbers in 2023. Off the foot foul. We've talked about throughout this series the power that they brought with Butler and Quiroga leading the Pac-12 in home runs in the regular season. As a group, setting the program record with 86 doubles. 37 wins was also a program high since 2015, and they had 6 wins against top 25 opponents. Louisiana, Virginia Tech, Georgia, Arizona twice, and Washington. One-two, chopped over her head. Jeter, not quite in time from Hartley, but what an effort. Mika Lee runs out the infield single. There's that base runner that the Bears wanted and needed. Cal has 4 hits on the day so far here today. And Mia Phillips will now step up. Mika Lee's at first. Phillips did strike out her first time up back in the 2nd inning. She's one of those players who Coach Spencer calls a stud. One of 6 freshmen on this Cal team. She takes ball 1. Strike in there from Danley. Makes it 1-1. Phillips had a single yesterday. She was 1 for 3. A 2-1 count here with no outs and Lee over at first. It's right back to Danley. She'll get the leadoff runner at second. Attempted pick from Bueno. Phillips is in there safely. So the force out complete at second base. Phillips will reach on the fielder's choice. And that's going to give way to Holly Medina. And it's a pinch hitter for the Cal team. Kaylee Counts will hit for Holly Medina. Counts came in to hit in the 7th. She popped up over to third base in that pinch hitting role yesterday. Flared. Just fouled by a foot or so. Nearly landed in no man's land as Beecham, Torres, and Kerr all giving chase. The timeout called here as Chelsea Spencer and associate head coach Brandon Telesco, the hitting coach for this Cal team, want to have a conversation with Counts. So Edenfield will do the same with Danley at the circle. This is a Cal team that will play a doubleheader at St. Mary's this week. before going over to rival Stanford across the bay next weekend for a 3-game series, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, ahead of Easter weekend. And it's the big swing, particularly that Saturday the 19th. Because Stanford's hosting in the football stadium this year, they're trying to break the NCAA softball attendance record. Have sold over 8,000 tickets so far. So if you're in the Bay Area, don't miss it. It's going to be a great one. But both teams have business to take care of before then. The 1-1. Pitch is down. Florida State will go on to host Georgia Tech next weekend before going to Louisville. Then they'll go to Virginia Tech to round out the regular season in the ACC, and that particular series is looking more and more important the deeper we get, as those two remain neck and neck at the top of the standings. Three-1 here to Counts. Ball 4. Does her job in the pinch hitting role and gets on base. Phillips actually advances over to second base. So you have her at second, Counts at first. Nyland Marshall due up here, and we will have a pinch runner for Counts. It will be Holly Medina re-entering. As Counts hit for her. So Medina at first now, with Phillips at second for Nyland Marshall. Marshall did single back in the third. Off speed. Got her off balance. A quick 0-1 count. Back-to-back strikes to jump ahead quickly, 0-2. Dribbled foul on the ground. This Cal team hosting this weekend, of course, with Florida State. They'll be away for the midweek doubleheader for the Stanford series, another midweek at Santa Clara. Then they will host Virginia Tech here April 25th through the 27th. Right after that, they will break ground here for a new softball stadium. The Cal softball field will be renovated. And that is a called strike 3. So the backwards K here for Ashton Danley. Now 2 down. Runners still at first and second. Cal softball field estimated to take around 16 to 18 months since part of the gender equity campaign to raise the funds to help make this dream a reality. Is something that head coach Chelsea Spencer and her staff have been working on for a long time, really since she came back on campus. And the dreams are about to become a reality. Still figuring out where they'll play next year. In the meantime, 2027 will usher in a new era. But that means this is one of the last home games outside of that Virginia Tech series that we will see here at Levine Fricke Field ever. Bears trying to make it count. Off speed, even 1-1. Again, Florida State pitchers continue as a group to utilize the off speed effectively. Edenfield handles it in the dirt. 2-1. So 4 hits on the board for Cal. Have not been able to do it. With runners in scoring position, you do have Phillips over at second. Counts still at first, or rather Medina back in to run for her. That's in the gap. Splits it on the left side, and there it is. 1-1 comes across. The second one dives in head first safely. The 2 RBI double from Lagi Quiroga. Bears on the board. Lagi Quiroga decided to make some noise with 2 outs and take advantage of those runners on base. That cuts down the lead for Florida State to just 3. Makes that walk even more important that the pinch hitter Counts was able to get to bring in that second run. And still in scoring position for Elon Butler. It's off the plate. Butler's 1 for 1 with a stolen base and a walk so far today. Change up down. 2-0 count here to Butler, who is also displaying some discipline so far today. It's always that balance of being patient but being aggressive. If you're patiently aggressive at the good pitches, but still disciplined. Upstairs, 3 straight balls. Maybe trying to stay careful with Butler here. Anders awaits on deck, a very talented hitter, but has struck out twice today. That's ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Potentially the unintentional, intentional walk. Second of the day for Elon Butler. She's at first. Quiroga still at second, and now it's Anders. Both of Anders' strikeouts have been swinging. Again, a very capable hitter. Got Player of the Week honors in the ACC after a outstanding performance at the Mary Nutter tournament earlier this season. That's down and in. 5 straight balls from Ashton Danley, and here comes head coach Lonnie Alameda to the circle. She is the pitching mind behind this Florida State team, obviously manages the entire program, but that is her bread and butter. In her 17th season, overall win number 801 with Florida State yesterday, and the 300th in the ACC. She knows exactly what it takes. Yesterday was also NFCA Day, so a lot of milestones in one, as she was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame class in 2023. Just the second Florida State coach after Joanne Graff, whose field, Seminole Softball Complex, Joanne Graff Field, is named after. So that conversation's in the books. And the 1-0 count. Pulled the string again, just outside the zone, 2-0. Over the wide of the plate there to make it 2-1. Held. She thought about it. Chelsea Spencer likes that approach. 3-1. Tiana Bell awaits on deck. Check swing, grounded and cut off by Beecham. She'll get it to first. The 5th, bottom of the order here for Florida State. It's 8-9-1 due up. Going up against the reliever, Ashanti McDade for Cal. Florida State's lead Now at 3, as it's a first pitch strike from McDade. Crooked number in the bottom of the 4th got Cal on the board and made it 5-2. Ashton Danley has been on fire offensively, a single and a 2-run home run. Scored twice. Lagi taking a minute with Ashanti in the circle. It's crazy to think about how there's only 3 more home games here at Levine Fricke Field before they break ground for that new Cal softball stadium. I think Lagi Quiroga might have gotten bitten by the ball a little bit there, so Jen Deering, Chelsea Spencer, just double checking on her. Fans are clapping for her. Glad to see that she's all right. Quiroga going to be one of those players who, not sure where she'll play yet next year while the field is being worked on, but her senior year she'll be in that new stadium. There's a lot more Cal ties to it. We'll get to that in a minute. In the dirt. Actually, there's a tie between head coach Chelsea Spencer and Ron Rivera. Washington head coach in the NFL, also a Cal linebacker in his day, alum from 1983. He actually helped contribute to some of the funds in that gender equity campaign to raise money for some of the women's sports here at Cal. Him and his wife Stephanie, who's a Cal women's basketball alum from the class of 85. They actually met each other when Chelsea played for the Rockford Thunder professionally in Chicago. And they asked her to run their daughter Courtney's camp, and Courtney ended up going to UCLA. But relationships matter. Those Cal alumni ties run deep. Now Ron Rivera hired as the GM for Cal football as well, so he'll be back in Berkeley pretty consistently. That runs off the plate to fill the count 3-2. Ball 4. Danley, the leadoff runner, aboard via the walk. And we may see some changes here, and yes, we will. Pinch runner over at first base for Danley. And that's going to be Addie DeLong, the freshman out of Mechanicsburg, Ohio.
Runner is number 2, Addie DeLong. Now batting number 9, Shelby.
So she's over at first base, and Shelby McKenzie staying in. Saw Hartley earlier. Saw McKenzie. And she's back in the box. She got the walk back in the 3rd inning. Hartley did hit a single in her AB back in the 2nd. Oh, 1 count. Fouled out of play. Oh, 2. Takes the first ball. A 1-2 count here as McKenzie tries to battle back. Hitting .361 now on the year. .477 on base percentage. Off the end of the bat. Anders will take it. Long throw to first. Good stretch by Tiana Bell to get the out. DeLong advances to second. First out in the books, and now it's back to the top of the order once again. Isa Torres into the outfield. On the run, the diving attempt just falls in front. That was in right field. Lee came down kind of hard on that one. She's still on the ground, so the trainer running out there to check on her. Lee had moved to right field with Medina in center field after Medina came back in. Elon Butler running out there quickly as she's ready to take over the duties in right field if needed. And those dives when you're coming forward and you have all that momentum, they can be tough on the body when you land. As that fell into right field, so she's on first base for Janai Kerr, one away. Kerr having a great day so far, 2 for 3. Solo home run and an RBI single. Big cut. McDade makes it 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out, one runner over at first base. Way up and in. Kerr avoids it. She'll take a beat. That took her down to the ground on her knees to avoid it. Does not wear the face mask on her helmet, but does have that chin protector on the front. It's going to be 2-1. Over to third. Takes off for home. It's a rundown. DeLong gets back safely. But Torres causing some havoc. She gets back to second safely. So now running back to first is Kerr. Everybody's safe. Chelsea Spencer right away asking, it looked like the tag was potentially laid down on Torres. Cal defense still gave chase. May also be a question about where the running lane is. But as it stands right now, everybody's safe. So Kerr put the ball in play. Of course, they saw the runner going home, but DeLong gets back safely to third. Torres goes back safely to second. And Kerr is safe over at first base. So if it stands as it was called, bases are loaded here with one out, and Michaela Edenfield due up. And rundowns are one of those things that you always practice in practice constantly as a defense. The less throws, the better. And you have to understand, what does that speed look like? Can you run a player back, or do they have too much speed and you should get that ball out of your hand and make on? First pitch to Edenfield in there for a strike. Nicely done by Ashanti McDade. Quite a long break. Trying to stay loose, trying to stay focused. Comes back strong. Low and in to make it 1-1. Anything hit in the infield, there's a play at any base. A rocket out to the wall in left center field. 2 runs come in, and it's a 2 RBI double for Michaela Edenfield. Florida State adds to the tally. They get the 2 back that they gave up in the 4th. Edenfield has now passed the 40 mark on the season in terms of RBIs. That is number 40 and 41 that are coming across. And she'll get the pinch runner over at second base. The Noles taking advantage. And Maddie Fry is back in. As we've seen earlier in this series, she'll be running for Michaela Edenfield at second. Torres is over at third as that first pitch strike comes in. Excuse me, that's Kerr over at third. Another shot, similar place, just past the glove of Anders. Beecham now standing on second, and it's back-to-back 2 RBI doubles. A 4 spot now here in the top of the 5th inning for the Noles. It's 9-2. The 3-4 hitters doing what they do best here for Florida State. And that's what you talk about all the time as a hitting team. Trade places with them when they're at second base, and Beecham did just that. So we are going to have a pitching change here for Cal. So Ashanti McDade will head back to the dugout as now her replacement, Ryan Orange, comes into the circle. Orange got the complete game victory on Wednesday in the 12-0 run roll over Pacific here in Berkeley. Went the full 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, had 3 strikeouts, issued a couple of walks. She faced 21 total batters. We did see her on Friday as well. Tepperson got the start, and then Orange came in as the reliever. This is her 3rd appearance here in the last 4 games. Orange went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. Issued 2 walks, did have a wild pitch. It was on Friday. The loss credited to Tepperson. And looks like Beecham will also get a runner coming in for her over at second base. That's going to be Annie Potter, redshirt senior, another Floridian. So some speed on the base paths here in the 5th inning. Still just the 1 out for Katie Dack. Low and away. Orange on the season, 7-3 overall with a save, 55 2/3 innings pitched, 3.40 ERA, 46 Ks to 26 walks. Absolutely crushed over the scoreboard. Katie Dack attacks. A 2-run dinger. And Florida State now has 11. That's her 12th home run on the season for Dack. Like Edenfield, she's now past that 40 mark for season RBIs. That was number 41 and 42. Had that RBI walk with the bases loaded earlier today. Yeah, well, if you're Florida State, it's 2-run double, 2-run double, 2-run home run. Katie Dack said, I see what you're doing. Let me do you one better. That's in the outfield. Right at the warning track, Pond makes the catch. Bueno flies out to left field. That elusive second out now in the books here for the Cal defense. Striding up to the plate. We'll have another pinch hitter, Amaya Ross, who took advantage of this type of opportunity just a day ago. She left the yard. Already 3 home runs in this game for the Seminoles. She'll take a first pitch strike. Ross hitting for Kennedy Harp. We did double back in the third. Well off the plate. The most runs that Florida State has scored in an inning in this series. They have 6 here in the top of the 5th. Back-to-back days putting up 11 runs. Put up 8 in game 1. That pitch misses down. They've outscored Cal so far 30-6 this weekend. That off speed's in for a strike, pulling the string nicely. Orange trying to stop the bleeding here. Fouled. And Ross continues to stay alive. We talked about her speed as well on the base paths. Somebody that can wreak havoc should she get aboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Held that barrel back to take ball 3. Count is full. The Noles have batted around in this inning. Danley led off. She was pinch ran for by DeLong, who came around to score. Ball 4. Florida State will keep this thing going. 2 outs, runner at first. Officially have batted around, and DeLong is going to stay in. She came to pinch run for Danley last time after Danley was walked. She'll stay in to hit. Pickoff attempt. Phillips, a nice job of diving to hang on to that so it didn't skip out to the outfield. It's a 1-0 count here to DeLong. Quiroga and Orange trying to make sure that they're on the same page here in the circle. Addie DeLong, 8 for 17 so far this season for a .471 average. Scored 18 times, got a couple of RBIs. Does have a triple on the season as well as 3 walks, but 5 stolen bases during her time. That .471 average also complements a .667 average with 2 outs. We're back at it. Off the plate. Cal pitchers continue to fall behind early on in the count, and Florida State so far has made them pay. Able to be patient in the box, and they've been attacking those pitches close. Runner goes. Good pick by Anders, but in there safely. Ross. Another stolen base in the books. Talked about how she can bring that energy on the base paths, and she just showed us how. Way up and in. I don't see additional activity over in the Cal bullpen as of now. Some activity over for Florida State. 3-1. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks. So Ross and DeLong both aboard. Second and first, respectively. Both have good speed. McKenzie back up. Takes the change up for strike 1. McKenzie walked and grounded out so far in this one. Takes that in the dirt. One and one. Over her head, really behind her. McKenzie did a nice job of ducking out of the way. A couple of close calls there that the Florida State hitters have been able to avoid, as now assistant coach Kylie Quico coming out to the circle to talk with her. Making her mark here at Cal. And now Orange is back at it. 3-1. Put yourself in a tough position if you walk the bases loaded. So gotta go after her. She held. No, she did not. Jim Cooper asked for help from Bobby Johnson. He said she went. Count is now full. So first and second, full count, 2 outs. Payoff. There's ball 4. 3 straight walks. Free passes galore here as the Noles still have it going with 2 outs, and now back to the top of the order. They have batted around the lineup and then some. Isa Torres singled and scored earlier this inning. Waits on it, fouled back. Good timing on that off speed. That one's just wide. The 1-1 count here. 2 for 4 day for Isa Torres so far. That's just past the Cal bullpen, out of play. $11 runs for Florida State. So far, all 11 have been earned. Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Fouled again. Out of play. This series important not just for ACC standings, but also for RPI. Cal was at 33 in the nation coming into this. Florida State sitting at number 8. That's wide. Full count. Payoff coming up. Waits on it, flared softly. Trying to beat her at first, Phillips, but can't get there in time. Too speedy for Torres. Infield single. Run number 12 comes across as Ross will come to score. DeLong now at third. McKenzie at second with Torres at first. 12-2. Seminoles. Janai Kerr. Gets a hold of this one. See you later. Janai will not be denied. How many home runs can one person hit? Kerr adds a few more for Florida State. It's the grandest of them all. 16-2. The Seminoles have absolutely erupted. Eight runs. They're now up by 14, and Maddie Fry, who came in to run for Michaela Edenfield, she's going to stay in to hit. Seminoles keep making the Bears pay. Maddie Fry trying to get in on the action as she fouls that out of play. Four of the runs that have scored this inning got on base via the walk. The free passes coming back to bite Cal in this inning. 16 runs on 16 hits for this Florida State team. Eleven-run inning. The 1-2 count here as Orange tries to get out of it. Change-up misses down. We'll do 2-2. Count now runs full. There is activity in the Cal bullpen now. As Orange is one strike away from getting out of this. It'll be another walk. The fifth walk of the inning. And that is going to do it for Ryan Orange. A change being made for Cal in the circle. This will be the fourth pitcher that we have seen so far today for the Golden Bears. And it's going to be a freshman out of Northridge, California, Kiki Mashoud. Was a 3-time first-team All-League honoree in high school at Notre Dame. That's Notre Dame High School in Southern California. 2-time league champ. She had a career ERA in her high school days at a 1.06, 250 strikeouts, and threw 1 perfect game. She also played in travel ball for the SoCal Choppers. Was a PGF All-Star and an All-American nominee. Also made the USSSA All-Star team back in 2020. She's getting loose here with Lagi Quiroga. Michoud this year has only thrown 4 1/3 innings. No record as of yet. She has allowed 4 hits, issued 1 walk, has 4 strikeouts, has allowed 2 runs to come across. So that sits a small sample size, but a 3.23 ERA on the season. So Michoud is ready. And Potter, who came in to run for Beecham earlier in this inning, will stand in and hit as well. She'll take strike 1. The first time this Seminole team has seen Michoud this weekend. A 1-1 count. Bears trying to get out of it so they can utilize the bottom half of the inning. That is grounded over to second. Back at it here in the bottom of the 5th inning after a long top half. 11 runs across for the Seminoles. And a new pitcher in the circle now. And that's Tiana Bell saying, "We're not done yet." Base hit up the middle. The Bears trying to show some fight here. That's exactly what you're looking for if you're this Cal coaching staff right now. Show the fight. This is much more of a mental obstacle to overcome here, to show that energy still late in the game like this than anything else. And running for Tiana Bell now over at first base, Ziome Jellas, sophomore out of Wilmington, California. She's on first for Kaylee Pond. There's another line drive, but what a catch in center field. Can they double her up? Oh, the hop came in on the face. Bueno grabbing it right away. She's got to take a second. That came up on her quick. An outstanding play in center field by Harp. Good idea to try to double her off at first base. But Jalous is safe getting back there while they're taking a look at Angeli Bueno. Not a whole lot she could have done on that. That simply skipped up on her. She'll walk off the field. The fans are giving her a round of applause. Looks like we're going to have a defensive replacement to finish this one out. So as it stands, Jalous over at first base. 1 out after the catch in center. Waiting to see who that replacement is going to be. And some of you may be wondering, as I was, are those 11 runs in one inning has to be a record for Florida State, right? It's actually not. The Seminoles scored 12 runs in an inning against rival Florida last year. So they're no stranger to it. And you know what? Bueno says, I am Bueno. I can stay in here and finish this one out. She just needed a minute, and her teammates are giving her some words of encouragement. She's sticking over there at first base. Happened so quickly, by the way, that the new pitcher, we haven't even gotten to dive in deep yet. Mimi Gooden in the circle for Florida State, the sophomore. Came in this inning for the Seminoles. Just 10 2/3 innings pitched so far. 3.94 ERA, 14 hits, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. Deanna Johnson off the end of the bat. Beats the shift a little bit there. As over at second, Potter was shifted way up the middle. So that's going to be an infield hit. Still some more life in the Bears. So Jalous will advance over to second base on that read. First and second, 1 out, and Harmony Andrade will step in as the pinch hitter. I've not seen Andrade come in yet this weekend. This is her first opportunity. The freshman from Surprise, Arizona. Down and away for ball 1. Went to Willow High School. Does have 18 at-bats on the year. 5 for 18, so a .278 average. There's a strike from Gooden. Gooden did throw an inning in that Virginia series last weekend, too. Didn't allow any hits or runs. That was in Game 3. Trying to repeat here against Cal, and the pickoff nearly complete. Maddie Fry keeping a close eye on Jalous. That was down at second base. Just missed inside. Make it 3-1. Everyone who stayed in to hit after pinch running, by the way, is still out there defensively. So Curran left and Harp still in center, but DeLong in right. Potter at second. And Fry behind the plate. Out of play. And a fan catches it. The young girls here from the local youth leagues are going nuts. They're excited about it. And for Andrade, it's another life. She'll do it again into the net this time. Count remains full. Grounded to the right side again, this time handled by Potter. She'll underhand it to first. Out number 2 is recorded. The Noles 1 out away from a sweep here in Berkeley. Their first trip out here to Levine Fricke Field. In the first year, Cal has been in the ACC. And Holly Medina now back in to hit with 2 outs. First pitch strike. Oh, 1. In the dirt. That's going to get away from Fry, and Cal brings one across. Jalous comes in to score. A nice read over there at third base. Cal brings that third run across. Bunt laid down, but foul. 1-2 count here. Johnson at third. In the air. Torres under it. At the grass, and that'll do it. Florida State completes the sweep here in Berkeley. They'll take this Game 3 16-3 over the Bears. They are solidified still at the top of the ACC standings. That is win number 40 on the season for the Seminoles under head coach Lonnie Alameda. She surpassed 800 wins this weekend, 300 in the ACC, and now 40 she has hit for this season. Florida State absolutely exploded. More home runs off of multiple bats and a 2-home run day for Janai Kerr. And the grand slam to add the exclamation point. So Florida State 16 runs on 16 hits, no errors. Cal 3